A News 8 investigation into the growing number of prescription drugs getting into the hands of people illegally.
Hi, everybody. Glad you're with us tonight. I'm Ann Craig.
I'm Darren Kramer. Almost 6 million prescriptions for controlled substances were written last year alone in our state. To put that in perspective, it's almost double the amount of people who live here.
Pharmacists, doctors, and police all tell the News 8 investigators that people are going to extreme measures to get those prescription drugs illegally. Aaron Logan went digging for answers on how to stop this growing epidemic.
When it's obtained by a prescription, it sure looks legal. Doctors and police tell us people are going to extremes to get these pills and feed their addiction, and in cases, their wallets. You may even have someone close to you in this dangerous and deadly cycle and have no idea.
They're tiny, but they're causing a huge problem: prescription pills.
It's much less obvious than what one would perceive as the street corner drug deal. You know, here's the cash, here's the pill.
One of the big problems we have to worry about is diversion of those medications.
Just a few weeks ago, Dr. Frank Mongillo learned one of his patients was pretending to be him.
Making photocopies will have it show void.
He says that patient bought the prescription pad paper online with all the security features of a legitimate pad, then printed the doctor's information on it, even his Drug Enforcement Administration ID number.
They can then go out, print up their own prescriptions, and then write in the DEA number.
He says the phony ones forged with his name looked just slightly different.
The only reason I could tell was because some of the spacing of the print was different.
At Apex Pharmacy in Hamden, pharmacist Rick Carbrae says it's common to see fake scripts come in. Pharmacists are also noticing more people doctor shopping, bouncing around from one doctor to another to get more of what they need.
They come into my store in Hamden and they're from New Britain, and it's for a narcotic prescription. That's a red flag automatically. The most popular pain medications would be your Percocets, your oxycodone, your Oxycontin. And again, those are the top three as far as street value.
He says the street value is anywhere from $20 to $60 per tablet, or 10 to 20 times the value of the medication.
And what's very dangerous is that especially these pain medications become gateway drugs to much more serious drugs like heroin.
This mother, who doesn't want to show her face, tells a different story. Years ago, her now 34-year-old son did illegal drugs. In the last 6 years, he's turned to his doctor to give him this long list of prescription pills, and he's hooked.
He's told me a million times, Mom, this is the new epidemic now. Everybody takes Adderall.
Do you feel like you've lost your son due to all this?
Yes, I do.
John Gadea, Director of State Drug Control, says the problem hasn't gone without notice. In June 2013, the state strengthened its prescription drug monitoring program. Now, all pharmacies must report what they're prescribing weekly, and all doctors have to be registered in the system.
The system is twofold. There's a law enforcement component to it, and there's the healthcare component to it. And we've always felt that if you deal with it as a healthcare issue initially, you tend to decrease the amount that winds up in the law enforcement area.
The program has an alert system to report potential abuse. So far this year, there have been about 800 alerts. The doctor got the alert when his pad was used for phony prescriptions.
How did you find out?
I actually got called by the police.
He says that case is still being investigated. For patients coming in asking for narcotics, Dr. Mongillo takes it a step further by telling them they will be drug tested. In this mother's case, she wishes her son's doctor had the same policy.
When he's not taking them, he's the greatest guy in the world.
Police and the state say they are cracking down and making arrests. We have some suggestions on WTNH.com to help you protect and detect if a family member is involved in this epidemic before they become another statistic. For the News 8 investigators, I'm Erin Logan reporting.